Why is there no audio now? Technical difficulties, guys. Apparently,
Yeah.
there's no audio. I don't know what's going
Yeah, there's a ghost in the machine.
on. Okay, I'm so sorry, guys. That was supposed to have some audio to it. So I don't know what's happening. Just give me a second here. Let's see if this works now. Still nothing. Are we having some audio issues today, I think, guys? We're having some audio issues apparently today. So,
Thankfully, I don't know what song Boomer chose, so I don't have to sing it.
then we're gonna spend all day, Spoonie, trying to figure out the situation here with the audio. Anyways, it's all good. Let's just go. Let's just do it. Here we go. Pretend there's some music, I guess, going on.
I mean, it looks good.
Thank you. I thought of you, man.
Oh,
Ah,
here's some kind of...
yeah. You guys want to join the conversation?
Nice.
All right. Happy Saturday afternoon, everybody. It's the day after Halloween.
All Saints Day? All Souls Day?
Yeah. Or as most people in North America like to call it, the day where we get to start celebrating and decorating for Christmas. Like, why? Why?
Oh, that's already been going on.
Since before Halloween, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it was September that I started seeing Christmas.
Yeah.
So now that Halloween's out of the way, we're going to be going into Valentine's.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah. Christmas is like not even gonna be done. It's gonna be like, okay, here's your New Year's stuff, and here's your Valentine's Day crap. All right, Spoonie, I'm so happy to see you, man.
Yeah,
It's
it's been a minute.
It has been. It has been. And guess what, Spoonie? Finally got around to sending your package out.
Nice.
Yay! So that's on its way. Um, so what are we doing today, Spoonie? What are we doing today?
We're going to be talking about our favorite movies, TV shows in the horror genre.
Exactly. Exactly. Before we get into that, though,
Yeah.
we spoke about it. We don't want to get sidetracked, so we're not going to start talking about comic books. So the only thing we're going to kind of do today is we're just going to watch a trailer for a movie that came out a couple of days ago. You guys can see I'm got the ghost face mask on, which is making my face sweat, so I don't know how long this is going to last. Probably not even through the whole trailer. And we're going to go right into our rankings of our favorite, like Spoonie said, favorite horror movies, TV series, I think also franchises, right, Spoonie?
Yeah.
Perfect. So let's get things started. Now I don't have any hope. I downloaded the trailer, so I don't have any hope that the audio is going to play. If that doesn't, we'll switch over to YouTube. That's no problem. Let me see if I can get this. Also not the easiest to see through this mask, by the way.
Is that why there's always two killers?
I think so, yeah.
Because you can't, one person alone can't get it done?
I clicked the wrong thing. Sorry, guys. That was Beavis and Butthead, by the way.
Okay, I was like, because I know MTV did a Scream TV show.
Yes, they did, yeah. Okay, well, maybe this is going to work then. For Valentine's Day, right?
I gotta be honest, I didn't like the way that looked,
No.
but I also didn't look the look of those last three Scream movies. Scream.
Yeah.
Oh, there was just two, right? Scream and
Uh,
Scream 6.
Yeah, they did Scream 5, Scream 6. That was where they, like, kind
Yeah.
of like shied away from the original main characters and brought in some new characters. Yeah, yeah.
So
I
I
like
don't know
Scream
if they're
5,
coming back.
but did you see them Scream 5 and Scream 6?
Yeah.
I liked Scream 5. I did. I feel like it went back to the roots, to the basics of what Wes Craven was establishing. And then Scream 6 came along, and I was like, okay, at the beginning, I was like, this is kind of fun. This is kind of fun. And then, I don't know, Ghostface was wielding a shotgun inside of
Yeah.
a convenience store. I was like, okay. The whole movie felt like a train wreck, honestly.
The one thing I did say that those movies did that I liked. Do you remember Scream 4 from
Yeah.
like 2011
Yeah.
with Emma Roberts?
Yeah,
Emma
and,
Roberts?
I think Macaulay Culkin's brother was in it too, right?
I think so.
I think, yeah.
Just such a terrible movie.
It was pretty bad.
Okay, so I'm going to spoil it for people. Basically, Emma Roberts is the killer. She is she's like Nev Campbell's niece, and so she's jealous of all the attention that she got from being like the sole survivor. So she sort of recreates the killing so that she can become the solver. So she can go viral on social media.
And then her co-killer was the Randy type character. So
Yeah.
I get what they were trying to go. It was unique, a little bit of a different, like, oh, you weren't expecting it. But at the end of the day, you're like, nah, she kind of makes sense. And it's kind of dumb that they were the killers all along.
But I like that they brought back, what's her name? Hayden Panettiere?
Yeah. That was cool in the
Because she was in the fourth one,
Yeah.
but a forgettable movie.
Forgettable, but I will say what was pretty cool about Scream 7, completely forgettable. It was just towards the end when you're like, they were painting her to be the killer, but it ended up being the other FBI agent. I was like, okay, that's a pretty good twist, but then they reveal why he's the killer. I was like, and now you lost me again. So.
I don't know if you can turn down your volume a little. I'm getting a bit of an echo.
Oh, give me a second here. Can you hear me though?
Yeah. Just I can also hear myself.
Oh, let me see if I can. Is that better? Can you still hear the echo? I just clicked echo cancellation.
I can hear you a lot louder now. Like your voice sounds amplified.
Is that better?
That's a little better, yeah. Yeah, well, I can't hear myself now, so definitely.
Is it less loud now?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, good. I had to bring it down to 46 because I think it was wasn't at 100, but it was high. Okay.
So yeah, we're talking about how dumb the Scream movie was.
Yeah. So basically, it was smart. Like when they came back with Scream 6, it was smart because they were like, okay, these are people who are fans of the original murders and they want to recreate the murders. It's like, okay, respect. That's pretty cool. You didn't see that coming, right? Even with the twist of like, it's the boyfriend. It's always the boyfriend, the killer. It ends up being the boyfriend. I was like, okay, you know what? I like that. That was pretty neat. But then in Scream 7, it's like the FBI agent. I think it was the guy from Twin Peaks. I think that's who it was. I forget that actor's name. But he's pretty good. Him and his two kids. They're the killers because the killer from the last movie, the guy who I forget the actor's name. He plays in The Boys as Yui.
Oh, Jack Quaid.
Thank you. That was their brother. That was their brother, the FBI guy's son. So they were exacting revenge. And I was like, this is like, they did this already in Scream 3.
Yeah.
With Billy Loomis's mother coming back. So I was like, no, sorry, Scream 2. I was like, do you really not have any idea?
Yeah, because Scream 3 was Sydney's half brother.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, that's right.
Sorry, guys. Spoiler for like a 30-year-old movie.
That's it. Oh, fun times with horror movies. Anyways, probably best that I don't put this mask on because if my wife's watching and if my daughter gets a peek at the screen, like I don't want both of them to see this. So, all right.
I
Spoonie.
feel like I had something else to. Oh,
Yeah, go on. Go on.
I saw on Shutter last night actually. It's called Tragedy Girls. Um,
Okay.
I would describe it as like Scream from the killer's perspective.
Cool. It's worth watching.
I would say so. So it's about these two high school girls, and they have like a true crime podcast,
Okay.
and they've been tracking this serial killer, and they actually end up catching him.
Hmm.
But they're like, um, we want you to teach us. Like, we want to learn how to kill. We want to learn how you do what you do. Um,
Okay.
so while this is happening, um, okay, so the girls, one of the girls uses her boyfriend as like bait, so the killer comes after him, and then they catch the killer. But then they found out the boyfriend is still alive, so they have to finish him off. And then they're like, "Oh, we can go viral if we just start staging these murders ourselves." But the first couple, the police keep writing it off as accidental.
Okay.
And even this one, uh, I don't want to spoil the moment, but something happens, and one of the girls is like, "Shit, they're still gonna think this was an accident." So they just completely cut all his arms and legs off, and they're like, "There's no way he could have done this to himself."
You know what that makes me think of? Except for they're not trying to be serial killers. It's all accidents happening around them because the people around them think they're serial killers. And unfortunately, it's not my list because I have a whole other thing for horror comedies. Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Have you ever seen that movie?
That's
I
what I
love
was
that movie.
thinking of when you were
I love
describing
that.
it.
I love that movie. That's what it made me think of. I'm like, oh crap, we need to make this look realistic. That sounds interesting. I should probably check that movie out.
I mean, it's not like some groundbreaking story. The basic idea is you've got these two friends. A guy comes between them. One of them starts dating. The other one gets jealous. They fight, but by the end of the movie, they kind of reconcile.
Okay.
But set around the trappings of like a high school murder spree.
Okay. That's
Like I
another
said,
one
it's like
too.
Scream, but
Yeah.
we're getting the perspective of the two killers who are actually running around doing all this.
Okay.
It's
Well,
like Shutter also has a movie, I forget what it's called,
I was
but
about to
it's
say,
from the perspective of the killer.
kind of like Friday the 13th in a sense,
Yeah,
right?
but it's
Yeah,
like if
I've
you
heard
just
of it.
follow Jason the whole time.
I kind of saw Dr. Wolfila's review on that, and because I was kind of intrigued, because at one point, um, I was, I had a bunch of horror plots that I wanted to get out there and have a script because I had a friend who was going to school for film, and I had an idea for a plot, and I wanted to like write that with her, direct the movie, and all that. And it was kind of the same thing. It was like the point of view from the perspective of the killer, more of like the Scream type thing, not the Jason
Yeah.
Voorhees. And it's good to know that like I never did that, but it's good to know that that could have been a really cool idea if I did do that. Right, it could have been an original idea, so that's pretty neat. By the way, Spoonie, I got my Michael Myers shot glass here. And I got
Oh,
some
very nice. Oh, candy corn.
candy corn. There we go. Got some candy corn. So.
You might be the only other person that likes them.
I love them.
I love them, but everybody seems to hate them.
I don't know why. I don't know why. That's why we're kindred spirits, Spoonie. That's why we get along, man.
Yeah, sugar.
Exactly. By the way, we're done talking about the trailer. We're about to set up our countdown. Vanessa, you know what she said to me? She goes, "You guys are gonna talk 30 minutes about the Scream trailer before getting to your damn countdown list." No, look, 16 minutes.
There you go.
So haha, Vanessa. Alrighty, Spoonie, are you ready? Do you have your list with you?
Yep.
Perfect. I got my list too. I also have some pictures, some poster representation from my end. I don't know if you did, but if you do, feel free. I think you're able to share as well on your end. So if you have some pictures to go along, if not, if you just, I mean, I'm pretty sure most people know, except for like some obscure stuff that we like. But
I think everything on my list is fairly well known.
fair enough, fair enough. All right, so are you ready to do this?
Yeah, how do you want to do it?
Well, check this out. put audio on all these things this morning, and then I extract it from my phone, and apparently the audio didn't come with it, so you're hearing me talk over this. There we go. So that's setting it up. No, I don't see anybody watching right now, but you never know. There might be people who watch.
People usually watch the VOD after.
Yeah. Okay. Your call. I'll let you decide. We have 3 to cover. We have 3 different countdown lists. We have the franchises, the films, and the series. Personally, I don't. Like I said, I'll let you decide. My opinion would be to do the franchises last, right? Because that's franchises in general. But I'll let you decide what you want. What we should go first with.
Let's do movies because I found that a lot easier to come up with a list.
You know what's crazy? I found the franchises easier for me on my end. The horror movies were a lot more difficult.
Yeah, I mean, it can be.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I think I revised my list like 3 times, dude. 3 times over.
See, what I've decided was I'm not going to try to do like a ranking 1 through 10. I'm just going to say every movie on my list could be number 1.
Okay.
So I'm not going to order them.
Okay. I did create little, 10, 9, 8, 7. So in that case, if you don't consider like that, just put whatever one you want.
Yeah. No. But I mean, I'm just saying there's not a specific order. Depending on the day, what type of mood I'm in, maybe this movie would be number, or that one would be number 1 or whatever.
Okay. First things first before we do this.
Yeah. And that's after Ozzy.
That's after Ozzy, man.
I've been rewatching the Osbournes because they've got it on YouTube. Because they own the show, eh?
Oh, do they really?
Yeah. Wow. They were smart when they setting it up. They made sure everybody in the family was listed as an executive and creative producer.
That's cool.
So they fully own the show.
Nice.
So they put all the episodes up on YouTube, uncensored. And it's just been nice to sort of watch that. It's a blast from the past. This was like 25 years ago.
Mm-hmm. I remember the merchandise that came out with that stuff too. My goodness,
yeah.
It was like wildfire.
Oh, the bobbleheads and stuff.
I remember having an Ozzy Osbourne keychain. It was like a little, remember the South Park keychains that they had back then, the big old plastic ones? It's like that, but it was Ozzy Osbourne that I had. I think I have the first season too on DVD in my, because I still watch physical media.
Mm-hmm. Well, some stuff you can only get on physical.
Exactly. I didn't realize that it was made available now, because when I found that Osbourne season 1 DVD, I found it at a used DVD shop for like 25 cents, and I was like,
oh wow,
yeah,
still a good deal.
Mm-hmm. That was a blast from the past. I'm picking that up for sure. 25 cents, you're not losing anything in that case,
So yeah, you guys can get your Osbourne's fix on YouTube. I think the channel is just called the Osbournes.
Nice. I think I'm gonna go check that out too. Okay. Alrighty. Now don't worry, none of these have audio. I don't know why. Oh boy. Okay. So we're talking horror movies today. We're gonna start this off before we get to the title card with one of the greatest scenes from a horror movie, so we can get prepared. Are you ready, Spoonie?
Yep.
All right.
Oh my God.
They're eating her. And then they're going to eat me. Oh my God!
That, of course, is the town of Nilbog.
That's right. You know, in the first movie, the character's name is Harry Potter, and J.K. Rowling, that monster, was like, I had no recollection. Everyone's like, come on, man, you knew what you were doing.
I don't know. It's pretty obscure movies, so there's a good chance she just stole it and nobody would ever find out.
Or maybe she was just being a troll.
Oh, God.
Okay. Okay, bad jokes now. Let's get
But
into it.
that one, didn't they turn people of vegetables to eat them?
They did, yeah.
That's why the blood was green.
Yeah. The worst part is that that movie looks like a trauma movie, but it's not a trauma movie.
I know.
Like you would think it would be, right? Nope. With the little paper machine. Looks like I feel like Lloyd Kaufman looked at that and was like, yeah, I could do better than that.
I appreciate the attempt.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Here we go. Horror movies. So, let's get our numbering system here. Oh, first things first. I don't know if you did this, but I figured we could probably start with this, if anything, if you're interested, if you have any. Honorable mentions.
There's so many. Because maybe start with the list. Because
Okay.
maybe something I have on my honorable mention is like one of your top.
That makes sense. Yeah. That makes
So
sense.
we'll get through that, and if
Cool.
there's anything either one hasn't mentioned, then we can add those in.
Okay. Cool. All right. So number 10. Spoonie, you want to go? I'll let you go first, Spoonie. What do you got for us at number 10?
Okay, like I said, these are in no particular order. I'm going to start off with the original Alien movie, Ridley Scott, 1979,
Very nice.
because I love science fiction horror. It's something you don't see a lot, and a lot of times it's not really well done.
Mm-hmm.
But when it is, it can be really good.
Yeah.
And I think Alien is a great example of that.
Have you watched Alien Earth?
I've seen those first two episodes, and then I was waiting for the series to finish, and I just lost track of it. I think it finished like a month ago, right?
Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. I watched the first 2 episodes. I got to episode 3, and maybe it's just me. I kind of fell asleep on it. I found it. I don't know if you agree with me, but I find it's very. I like slow burn. I love slow burn stuff, right? Because the payoff is usually good at the end. But I don't know what it was with Alien Earth, man. I couldn't get into it. I really couldn't.
Well,
But
I
that's just
know.
me. That's just me.
I know it's the showrunner is Noah Fawley.
Okay.
He's the guy who did the Fargo show, which
Okay.
is really good. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. Okay. Each season is its own little story, so that you don't have to. You can just pick a random season and watch.
Okay.
And he also did the. I think the show was called Legion, based off the X-Men character.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
The guy
I
with,
haven't seen it either.
I guess now it's DID,
Okay.
multiple personalities.
Mhm.
Only each personality has a different superpower.
Okay.
So he turned that into a TV show for about 3 seasons. I heard it was good. I just never got around to seeing it. I do know that I think the Shadow King was the big villain for the series, if you know the X-Men.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Love Alien. And you know what's cool about Alien too? It gave us a lot of like well-known actors too that came out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it really changed the course of. Like it really changed the course of. Like you had The Thing from Another World, right, which was a classic sci-fi horror film, which eventually had the remake of The Thing. But I feel like Alien kind of came off of like, oh, here's The Thing from Another Planet or Thing from Another World. Let's take that and let's make Alien. And I think that's what started the whole Thing from Another World, like started that whole plan of let's do sci-fi horror, like a lot of those movies in the 50s. But I think you're right, Alien really took that concept and made sci-fi horror what it is today, I think.
Well, and I think you have to call out the amazing special effects, the design of the alien.
H.R.
Giger.
Yeah, agreed with you, man. Agreed. Solid
And
choice, man.
It came out before Blade Runner, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Alien came out in the 70s.
But it still kind of had that future cyberpunky kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Only it felt a lot more lived in.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Nice. Okay.
Okay, so that's for me. What about you?
Okay, so number 10, I couldn't decide. I have a split number 10.
Okay, well, what's the first one?
All right, let me get. So the first one is the first of the two, and you're probably gonna laugh at the second one. So the first of the two, you have Trick or Treat.
No, actually, I like that movie.
Love Trick or Treat. I think it's a fantastic anthology film. I think it's a little overrated with Spirit Halloween, but in terms of a horror movie in general, I feel it's very underrated. Yeah, like I said, you got a lot of stuff of it at Spirit Halloween, but it's a great movie. And when it comes to like Halloween-based films, I think this is like when I think Halloween, like a movie for Halloween besides Halloween, I think of Trick or Treat. So
Well, I think, what's the little guy's name? Sam?
Sam, yeah,
I think he's like a great horror mascot.
yeah,
Sorry, I might sneeze.
it's okay.
Um, and I think I heard at some point.
Gesundheit.
Sorry. I think I heard at some point the director behind Trick or Treat maybe wanted to do like the same kind of thing, but for different holidays. Like do like a Valentine's Day type
Okay.
horror anthology.
He did Krampus. I know that.
Oh, is he the same guy?
Yeah, he did
Okay.
Krampus, and he actually did when in 2014, right when they were starting to do the reboots of the Godzilla movies, he did the
Yeah.
sequel Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he's a fairly good director. So I could get behind him doing anthologies for other holidays. That'd be pretty cool. So yeah, that's the first half of number 10, and then the second half, which is a completely underrated movie, and I absolutely love this film. The
Monster Squad. I don't know that that's underrated. I think
I
it's
wouldn't say it's
just
underrated,
I think it's just well known.
yeah,
Because I think people who've seen the movie and know about it, people like it.
yeah, yeah, I agree.
Oh my God, that was written by Shane Black.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, hi Vanessa. Look, she
Hey.
conveniently popped in as I show Monster Squad, a non-scary poster. Yeah, Shane Black wrote it. He also kind of, I think he did some of the rewrites or co-wrote Predator, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, he was in Predator.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
It's drawing a blank on me, his other stuff. He did that,
Did you Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
that's what I was just about to say. It's the one with Val Kilmer where he's a detective.
Yes, and Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
That was a
No,
good
it's
movie.
it was.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I think he also did one of the worst of the bunch. I think he did Iron Man 3. If I'm not
I
mistaken.
don't remember. That was the worst one.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Actually, no. Iron Man 2.
Yeah, Iron Man 2 was pretty bad. I think
Because-
the only good Iron Man was the first one. So
Like the first one was kind of based off the comics. The third one was kind of based off the comics. The second one was just like, hey, we need a sequel. Hey, there's Mickey Rourke. What are we gonna do?
But Spoonie, we're getting off track again. We're talking about
Okay.
comic books now.
Well, it relates because the same director, but yeah.
That's fair. All right.
So it's a cross between Monster Squad and Trick or Treat.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Number 9. What do you got for me, Spoonie? Or what do you got for us, Spoonie?
Like I said, in no particular order, I'm gonna say I don't remember the year it came out, but Drag Me to Hell.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This is a Sam Raimi film. It's the first horror movie I think he'd done in a while.
Yeah.
He'd been doing the Spider-Man movies, and he'd kind of moved off to sort of becoming like a mainstream Hollywood director. But Drag Me to Hell, oh my God, that movie was scary.
The Button Man. Oh my gosh, dude. It was really. I loved it. When I saw that in theaters, I was like, this is awesome.
And likewise, I thought his Doctor Strange was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you could see the horror inspiration in Doctor Strange, right? So
he did a better job than Scott Derrickson did with the first one.
and that guy's a horror director.
Yeah, the guy who did Sinister and all this other stuff.
Black Phone,
Yeah,
such a good movie. Black Phone 2 is out now, and I'm hearing pretty good things about it. So
that's the one I've been waiting for.
yeah, I can't wait to see that one. Okay, my number 9 Spoonie. You're gonna scratch your head and be like, did you just put this in here so you could talk about this movie? No, I looked it up. It is legitimately. It's people say it's a black comedy, but when I looked it up, people said, you know what, you can consider it a horror movie too because of the themes of the movie. This is my number 9. Okay, this is my number 9. You're probably like, of course it is.
No,
I
it's.
know what you're thinking. That's not really okay. It's gore, over the top blood, and it's got body horror, right? He goes from being a little skinny twiggy kid, and he brutally, disfigurably morphs into the Toxic Avenger.
Against his will.
Exactly. So you can technically consider this. Yes, it's a black comedy superhero film first and foremost, but you can consider it horror. Every time I've seen this, I'm not gonna lie to you. Every time I see this in video stores when I was younger, it was always in the horror section.
Well, I think it is just because of the subject matter and the depiction of gore and stuff.
Yeah. That being said, though, the rest of the Toxic Avenger movies, no, they're not. They're just campy comedy films. But the first one has the whole horror and gore concept to it. So yeah, that's my number 9. That's my number.
Yeah,
9.
and actually, if you're thinking about it, there's a lot of body horror stuff out there. Like even the movie Alien I mentioned. You're basically being forced impregnated by these aliens that are gonna explode out of you. You have no choice.
No, that's it.
So,
And then there was that one, that really popular one from last year. Oh gosh, I forget the name. The one with Demi Moore. I never saw it. But
The Substance.
Substance, thank you. Yeah, that was super popular. That's the definition right there of a body horror film. Also, if you guys like body horror, if you guys hold those you're watching, David Cronenberg films are right up your alley. Like The Fly, for example. That's a perfect example of body horror.
For me, Videodrome is the best.
Oh yeah. Like I said, Cronenberg in general, I think that's his specialty is body horror. So, okay. All right, moving along. Number 8. Like I said, I know Spoonie doesn't have any. You know what? Would it be better if I just not do the numbers and we just go? You talking?
Well, no, it's still do the numbers so people know how many we've done so far.
Okay. So number 8. What is the next one you have for us, Spoonie?
Halloween, the original, 1978. How could that not be on a list of Halloween movies?
Exactly.
I mean, I know there were kind of slasher movies before that, but that really was like the grandfather of them all.
So I'm giving a little spoiler to my Check Swing comic book haul that's coming up this Friday. And Spoonie roasted me for this, but I picked this up at Spirit Halloween.
Oh, I just said it looks like it could be a really bad Pennywise.
But you have to admit, though, for a mask that's like $10, and I think this is a kid's mask, I didn't realize until after I bought it, it's pretty good quality. And the detail for Spirit Halloween, the detail's not horrible on this thing. I mean, it's not Trick or Treat Studios, but I mean, it's not horrible.
We know the original Halloween mask was a William Shatner mask.
Exactly. But they use the same in the second one too, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Halloween, man. Gotta love it. I think we all know Halloween. I think at least all of us who are horror fans at least have multiple merchandise. I mean, I did a video for spooky season about my Halloween collection where I had tagged Spoonie as the executive producer on the video. I don't know if you watched it, but I tagged you as the executive producer.
Yeah.
So number 8 for me. Now I'm only talking this movie, just like my previous one. I'm only talking this movie because the rest of them aren't horror, but the first one definitely is, and it definitely ignites fear at a time that this movie was made. I've got Gojira.
Yeah?
Godzilla from 1954.
Yeah, that's the most profitable horror franchise of all time.
Pretty much, yeah. I don't like to call Godzilla a horror franchise, even though it is, because as it goes on, it's more campy. It's basically Godzilla fighting monsters. That could be one
Well,
of
you
the
could
lines
say
I've
the
said a
same
lot.
thing about Nightmare on Elm Street. It
Fair enough.
started off as a scary movie, and then you've got Freddy playing Nintendo and turning their souls into little meatballs in a pizza.
That's amazing, though. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Uh,
but the seriousness, the tone really took a dive.
yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. But no, Gojira, in a time where it was like war was happening, right? Constant war, the threat of the atomic bomb.
Yep.
That's the beauty of
Nuclear
what this is.
radiation.
Exactly, and it shouldn't come as a surprise to you, Spoonie, or anybody who frequently watches my channel. Like, my love for Godzilla is constantly known on my channel. So I was trying to think like to myself, like that's why I said I revised this list 3 times, and I ended up with Gojira on here, and I was like, yeah, no, that makes sense. Even I was talking about it with Vanessa, and she was like, yeah, no, Gojira is definitely horror, definitely. It's got those elements to it, so yeah. And if nobody's ever seen Gojira from 1954, I know that foreign film is not everybody's thing. And there's a lot of foreign Japanese horror movies that I love. It's just that only with 10, right? Like I can only play with so much. Like we've got Audition, we've got Ishi the Killer, we've got Tale of Two Sisters, we've even got the Korean film The Host, which is kind of like, but it's like what do I put on the list? And I settled with end up going with Gojira because I think that takes the cake the most as a great example of not just like horror, but also international horror as well. You know.
Hmm. That's a
Yeah.
good one.
Yep. So that's my number 8. All right. This is fun. I like that. I like that we're doing this. This is really fun. This is a good idea. We did a like. I don't know if anybody knows. Spoonie and I we put up a poll to see what people want to see. Somebody said praise our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, which we yes praise our Lord and Savior. Right? But most of you guys wanted this, so we're so happy to do this. It's a lot of fun. Okay, number 7.
Okay, well, for me, we were just talking about the franchise earlier. Scream, the original from '96,
There
because
you go.
even though Wes Craven kind of did the same thing like 2 years earlier with A New Nightmare,
Yeah.
the last uh, the last Nightmare on Elm Street movie, where it was like it was very meta. It was a movie about making a movie about Nightmare on Elm Street and how the power of our belief in the real world is making this fake stuff come to life or
So
whatever.
wait, so just to clarify, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I really apologize for that. But are you saying it's the Nightmare on Elm Street, or are you saying Wes Craven's New Nightmare that you're putting it in this category right now?
I'm saying Scream.
Oh, sorry, Scream. Sorry, my bad.
I'm
Okay,
just
my bad.
comparing it to that
Okay,
because
sorry. I don't know
like
why I thought I heard you say
Scream
Nightmare.
for all the postmodern stuff.
Yeah.
This is a movie where people are aware of horror movies. They know all the tropes. They know don't go up the stairs. They know, the baby, the caller's in the house or something, right? So it was an interest. We hadn't really seen that before. Wes Craven tried to do it with A New Nightmare, but Scream pulled it off a lot better.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. And okay, I need a little spoiler. Scream is not on my list of favorite horror movies, but maybe we'll stick around and see the franchises and see if the Scream gets there.
Hmm.
Because sometimes, I'll be honest with you, sometimes you think about a horror movie, and I think it's absolutely 100% valid for you to have it on the list, definitely. But sometimes when you think of one movie, you think the whole movies, right? So
Yeah.
that's for me the reason why it's not on my list. So that's a little spoiler, even though I'm wearing the Ghostface shirt today. But solid, yes. I agree with
Well,
you.
I guess I chose it largely because of, like I said, it was the whole meta-ness of it all.
Yeah.
You see that a lot now in movies and shows where people are like self-aware of common tropes of whatever the situation is.
Yeah.
Like, okay, guys, don't you know in a horror movie you never go upstairs?
I also love the fact that it's weird to say, but I love the fact that they took the Scooby-Doo concept too. Who's the killer behind them? Who's the person behind them?
Right.
You know? Before that, you were like, okay, we know who Jason is, we know who Michael is, we know who Freddy is. But it really took the Scooby-Doo concept, but made it into that horror theme. And I love that too. So yeah, solid choice, Spoonie. Solid choice. Of course, Scream. And we looked at the trailer today, which, yeah, I don't know about that. All right. Number 7 for me. It's a fucking classic.
Oh my god.
Fucking classic, man. And the best part is that Stephen King hates this movie.
Yeah. Did you see the one he did?
Yes.
Not good.
But the thing is, it's more towards the book, but that doesn't make it better. You know what I mean?
That's why, okay, I never read the book, but as I understood Doctor Sleep, the movie, what do they call it? It sort of reconciled some of the differences between the Kubrick movie and the book.
Okay. And Doctor Sleep was also directed by, as we were talking about before, somebody we really like, Mike Flanagan.
Yep. I will say, since we're talking about this is also on my list.
Nice. Okay. Cool. So then, you know what? Let's move on to the next one, because I think I will say this though: of all of the Stephen King movies, to me at least, this is the best adaptation of a King novel. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, aside from this one, I think most of the Stephen King adaptations I've enjoyed have been like TV miniseries.
I mean, I liked It from 2017. The first
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
The sequel, I feel like it left a lot to be desired. I kind of feel like they kind of dropped the ball, but it was still good. But yes, I agree with you. Like the It miniseries is probably far superior to the
Or The Stand, or The Langoliers, or
watch the reviews. Not review spot. Review Spot likes to review toys. Shout out. Watch Nostalgia Critic, his review on Langoliers. You're gonna laugh at that.
I'll have to check that out.
Okay, so we are now. That was number 7, right? If I'm not mistaken, we're at number
Yep.
6 now. Cool. Number 6. I did this really quick this morning. These numberings before all of us ate breakfast. So. All right, Spoonie.
Okay, we talked about The Shining already, so I'll go to my next one, which is Event Horizon from like 97. I mentioned I really like science fiction horror, and so the idea is mankind builds this ship that is capable of like faster than light or warp speed or something, right? The ship disappears for a while and then it reappears. No crew or anything. So this team is sent in to kind of investigate what happened, and it turns out.
Continue speaking. I'm just going a couple of steps away. My head's getting hot. I'm just gonna put my hat on. But I'm listening.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm right here.
So basically, the ship has been to hell or something. It's traveled beyond our known universe, our existence, and been to this other place. And everybody that's kind of been there has been driven insane. Very much in like a H.P. Lovecraft way.
Yeah.
It's like this existential cosmic dread.
Can you say the best way to explain this would be, although there is this movie later on in the franchise, would you be able to say it's kind of like Hellraiser, but if Hellraiser was on a spaceship before they even did Hellraiser?
Yeah.
In space?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. In the better ways.
Yeah, okay. Because isn't Sam Neill trying to find, like, I know that with Hellraiser it's the Lament configuration, but isn't there something similar to that in Event Horizon? That what Sam Neill is trying to look for, or that like is calling out to him type thing? No.
I mean, there's
Event Horizon though. I know a lot about it.
Okay.
It's on my list to watch. Definitely is. Yeah.
I mean, everybody in the on the crew has their own personal demons and is kind of start to manifest as they go into this ship.
Okay.
Because again, this ship is will just basically hell, some kind of hell dimension.
Mm-hmm.
So the ship came back, but the ship itself has been changed. And so everybody who goes on there starts to slip into this madness
So the spaceship
where
is a
they're,
lament configuration, basically.
yeah, where they're like, I gouged my eyes out so I can see better.
Yeah. Okay. I do want to watch it. I've even seen the Nostalgia Critic review on that. Although he at the end he was like, "It's still a fun movie." So it's been on my list. There's so many horror movies out there that I can't get around to everything. But I've been wanting to watch Event Horizon. Okay, nice choice. Nice. For me, I'm a Universal Monsters fan. I
Mm-hmm.
love the classic black and white horror films. And I was debating between Frankenstein and The Bride of Frankenstein. Because
Ooh.
Frankenstein is a masterpiece, but The Bride of Frankenstein is equally a masterpiece. So, that being said, number 6, The Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
Yeah. I ended up going with this one because I love how they touch more, they continue the story of the monster and the whole interaction with Dr. Pretorius. At the end of the first movie, okay, it's sad, but I like at the end of this movie, it's like you're basically saying that the monster is not a monster. Man is really truly the monster, and that's what I love about The Bride of Frankenstein. And the bride is only in it for like not even 5 minutes, but it's the premise of the movie. It's such a fantastic movie, and I know like a lot of people, yeah, there's some people in our age range, and and obviously people younger who don't like the classic black and white movies, but if you take the time to watch some of these old monster films, my gosh, I've got a book from Rue Morgue, Monsters, Movie Monsters Definitive Edition. This is an awesome compendium if you're interested in looking at like knowing, and it's got like stuff like Michael Myers and Alien is all in there. But if people want to know more about those black and white horror films, it's all covered in there. So yeah, Bride of Frankenstein. That's my number 6. Okay. Trying to keep track. Here we go. Number 5. We're halfway through. Good, we're halfway through. Alright, Spoonie, what have you got?
Okay, so you will also see this on my favorite franchise list,
Okay.
Hell House LLC.
I was waiting. I was waiting for this.
I really like the series. I don't know what it is.
You know what? You've talked about it so much that as much as I want to watch Event Horizon and certain films I haven't seen, I kind of like just want to set a day because I can't watch movies, these kind of movies in front of my daughter.
Yeah.
So I just want to set a day where I'm working and I don't have nothing going on at work and just start watching the Hell House LLC films because you've talked about it so much that I'm like, these sound so good.
Well, I think they work really well now because we live in this age of social media.
Yeah.
So we're used to seeing clips taken from somebody's smartphone, taken from security camera outside a bar or whatever.
Yeah.
So the way they compile it, it really does feel like a real documentary because they're like sourcing all these different like clips and stuff like that, and they've got like interviews with the people in the town and historians and stuff. So the fifth one I actually watched last night. It finally came out on Shudder.
Nice. Okay.
They dropped it on the 30th.
Oh, okay.
Come on, man. Put it out at the beginning of the month.
Kind of like what they did with VHS Halloween.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one?
Mm-hmm. Oh, no. Halloween? No, not yet. That's the recent one.
Yeah. I feel like VHS might make an appearance somewhere on the list at some point. But yeah, I definitely want to check that out. Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so most of them... Okay, the first 3 movies are all like what they call found footage, like Blair Witch Project type stuff, where it's cobbled together from different video sources and can't, like I was saying. So the first three movies all kind of follow that sort of visual format.
Okay.
The fourth movie was actually supposed to be kind of a spin-off,
Oh yeah, you were
but
saying
then
that.
they folded it into. It was supposed to be its own thing, but now it's the fourth movie.
Okay.
It looked a little bit different because the premise there was a team of people making a documentary.
Okay.
So it was more like in real time versus you're seeing, oh, there was a horrible tragedy and here's the footage we've got.
Mm.
And then the last the last one, the one that just came out, it shot more like a traditional film.
Okay. Okay.
I will say the movie
Interesting. Okay.
was really good in some ways, and I need to watch it again because I have no idea what the hell happened at the end.
Okay.
And it's frustrating because this is supposed to be the final film,
Oh. Okay.
and it ends with like what the
Say it's
they can't they
literally
can't.
your inner AVGN.
No, I'm just trying to say like I'm at a loss for words for what I don't even know what happened.
Yeah. I don't like when horror movies have that like, what the fuck did just. It's like that movie that everybody likes to roast, The Last Exorcism. Where it
I
ends
like that one.
I I've heard, yeah, I heard a lot of people like it. I hear a lot of people didn't like it, but one thing is synonymous is that people said that the ending left a lot more to be desired. Like, follow this on the website to find out more what happened. Like, it just
Yeah.
stops the movie. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Um, nice. Okay. My number 5. Now, we were talking just before about Event Horizon, right? Well, it's not Event Horizon because I mentioned I've never seen that. But my number 5 is Hellraiser.
Awesome one. Now,
I
have you read the short story?
No, I have not read The Hellbound Heart, but I definitely want to read that. Clive
Yeah,
Barker
nor have I.
Clive Barker is. I don't know what it is with Clive Barker, man. Every time he weaves his stories, they're just awesome. And I feel like this is one of those weird things that I tell this to people, and they're like, you got a weird mind. But then when they think about it, they're like, okay, I'm going to talk about horror fans. It's a beautiful story. Hellraiser
Yeah.
is a beautiful story when you think about it.
It's a love story.
Mm-hmm. It's just all around. It's a masterpiece in horror. And Clive Barker didn't trust the studio to bring his vision to life, so he did it himself.
Yeah.
Holy shit! What a feat for his first film.
But I think when you see some of the sequels, you could maybe understand why he was worried about handing the reins over to somebody else.
The only good sequel was Hellbound, Hellraiser 2, with
Yeah.
was it Dr. Chenard who becomes the Cenobite at the end? Spoilers who have not seen them.
But
yeah.
that also kind of ruins the rest of the franchise because they tell you what the Cenobites are.
Yeah.
Any kind of mystery about who are they, where are they from, why are they doing this? It's like, oh, it's all explained.
But that's why in the third movie, they're like, oh, let's just tell you how Pinhead became Pinhead. He was a war general who found it. And then, no, I was like, you just ruined the mystery of the leader of the Cenobites, you know?
Yeah.
And he didn't even have a name until I think the second or third film. Like, I think at first it was just, I think they just called him the priest, or like the demon priest or something like that. So it wasn't Pinhead yet. So yeah, I love Hellraiser. It's such a great movie. And I don't own it. This is the one I think actually out of my whole entire list, that's the only film that I don't own. Oh no, I don't have Monster Squad or Toxic Avenger, but now they've released it on Arrow, and it's like some of those re-releases from Arrow and Shout and Screen Factory are super expensive, I find. So,
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
but there's always streaming. So that was number 5. Number 4. Right, there we go. Number 4. I was ahead of myself. Number 4.
Okay, well, since we were talking about Mike Flanagan a moment ago, I'm going to say Ouija, Origin of Evil,
Oh, okay.
is so much better than any movie based off of a toy is allowed to be.
Better than Transformers?
Um,
Spoonie's like, come on, man. Is that even the
well, I
first part
mean,
you're asking?
for an over the top, big budget summer action movie, Transformers nailed it. Like it was dumb, it was flashy, and it was loud. So,
It was probably better than Battleship, right?
oh,
Or as I call it, Battleship.
yeah, what a
Fucking
yeah.
Ouija, man, that movie. Anyways, so Ouija, I've never seen any of the Ouija movies, to be honest with you.
Okay,
I know that he didn't do the first one. He did do the sequel, though, right?
the first one's kind of a stinker. It's about a group of high school girls who conjure something and then they start getting disappeared one by one.
Okay, okay.
The second one, first of all, it's a period piece. In addition to science fiction horror, I love period horror, like The Witch, stuff like that, because it's not. We live in a time where if we have problems, you got a phone in your pocket at all time. 911 is so easy to access. But you're talking about like a movie set in the 40s or whatever, like they don't have phones. They can't just, grab their cell and hop in the car and speed away.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyways, the origin of evil, I think it's set in like the 60s. Basically, there's this single mother and her two daughters, and she's like a fake psychic. Like she markets herself as like a psychic and communicate with the dead, but she actually gets her two daughters to help out in terms of making it look like, oh, there's a ghost in the room, something knocked that candle over.
Okay.
Um, and then she finds this Ouija board and says like, hey, maybe we can incorporate this into our act. And they summon something, and it gets bad from there.
Nice. I've heard nothing but good things about Ouija, but here's my question to you. As somebody who's never seen either film, do I need to watch the first movie to watch this one?
No.
No? Okay.
Well, the first one takes place in like modern times, and then like I said, the second one is in like the 60s.
Okay.
There is one character that kind of connects the movies, but not in any kind of real way.
Oh, okay. Okay. So then just look at Ouija 2 as its own movie, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, don't bother with the first one.
That's a stinker, like you said. So number 4 for me, we were talking about from the perspective of the killer before. So number 4 for me, I think this is a heavily underrated movie. Is this heavily inspired by Halloween, Friday the 13th? Oh, 100%. Is this the film that kind of inspired me for my idea for the perspective of the killer? Yes, of course. Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. Wow, I can't speak. Behind the Mask, The Rise of Speak Like Scooby-Doo, apparently. This movie here, if you've never seen it, I'm not going to spoil anything. Especially those watching at home. Watch this movie, okay? It is a slasher film, but it's not your ordinary slasher film. I think, like, the first more than half of the movie is a documentary-style film following the everyday life of the serial killer Leslie Vernon on what he plans to do and everything. And then the last, I'd say, not half, less than half of the movie becomes a slasher film. It's so good. When I first saw this movie, we have an annual festival here in Montreal called Fantasia Film Festival, and I wanted to go see it in theaters, but I never got a chance to. So when it came out on DVD, I rented it back when we were able to rent DVDs, and it blew my fucking mind, dude. It's such a good film. Such a good film. And it's one of those things that people are like, they take Leslie Vernon and Hatchet, and everyone's like, let's see a modern day Freddy versus Jason of Leslie Vernon versus Hatchet. I'm like, no, let's not even bring Hatchet into the conversation. That was a good premise for the first film, but the rest of the movies just fucked it all. So Leslie Vernon, such an underrated but fantastic film.
Yeah, and I mean that artwork, that's like quintessential 80s horror cover art.
Oh
where you got the killer big, and then the people running, and
I love those. That's when I was a kid, and when I was a kid seeing those VHS covers. That's like I never watched horror movies as a kid, but I think that's one of the things that intrigued me about those covers was the way it looked.
no, the same.
Yeah.
It was like you're a kid and you're looking at all these covers and posters, and it's just insane. And then you get older and watch a lot of them, and
They're awful.
the cover art was the scariest thing.
All right. Next up, number 3.
Okay, again, these are no order.
Yeah.
The original Nightmare on Elm Street.
Very nice. Very nice.
I mean, the fact that it built New Line Studios,
Yeah.
who ended up putting out the Lord of the Rings movies. So, if for nothing else, that's significant.
Isn't New Line now owned by Warner Brothers on top of it?
Yeah, for a while now.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah,
they made money, and it's a good merger at least.
So, Nightmare on Elm Street, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
The idea that this killer gets you in your sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not like safe. You see in all the movies people slamming Coca-Cola, taking like trucker pills to stay awake. And some of the visuals in that first movie were just crazy.
Oh yeah.
The part
Ahead of its time, I think.
where she's sleeping and Freddy's coming through the ceiling above her.
Yeah.
The part where she's in the bath and the hand comes up. The part where she's sort of like sleeping in class and she sees her dead friend wrapped in a shower curtain just being dragged by something down the hallway.
Yes.
As cheesy as it looks, the part where Freddy's walking down the alley and his arms stretch out and you can see the strings holding his arms.
And one of the best lines, "I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy."
Yeah.
Such a great film. Well, my number 3, Spoonie. What's on your T-shirt, man?
Evil Dead.
Evil Dead.
Well, technically, this is Evil Dead 2.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Technically, the superior film, right? Because it technically takes the first movie and
And builds on it. Yeah.
But this was the original. This was, to me, I think this was the first cabin in the woods horror type film, and if it wasn't, it shaped the cabin in the woods horror film as we see today.
Yeah,
And again,
100%.
one of those things where the makeup effects, the special effects, all practical. Such an incredible movie and such an important movie, I think, for cinema. You were talking about Drag Me to Hell before with Sam Raimi. That was Sam Raimi's first film right here.
Yeah. So like his origins lie in horror.
Yeah.
He's capable of going out and doing big budget family Spider-Man movies, but it's cool to see he still has those horror instincts. And as we said, even in the Doctor Strange movie, there was a lot of that coming through. When I found out it was Sam Raimi, I was like, oh, 100%, I can see his influences.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. Okay. I think so. We still have our 2 and 1. I feel like with the TV shows, we should just a little bit rapid fire that, and then we can go and talk about the franchises. I know every time we do our streams, we always end up going like 3 hours long, and I think we want to avoid doing that today. So we'll rapid fire through the TV shows, and if you don't want to go through the honorable mentions either, like we don't have to. That's not a problem.
Well, let's do the last 2.
Yeah.
Did you do your number 3?
Yes, that was just now Evil Dead.
Oh, yeah.
So here we are now with number 2.
Well, and Evil Dead is actually a horror movie. Evil Dead 2, I'm going to be honest, it does border on comedic at times. Especially when Ash's hand is possessed and trying to kill him with the plates and stuff. Yeah. I mean, good physical comedy. But I'm not really sure how else you could play that, right? Like, with your hand possessed and trying to kill you. I think it's just going to look silly no matter.
Evil Dead 2 though is so iconic that even the reboot episode where they go into the game and it's Evil Dead inspired, that's more Evil Dead 2 that they took reference to. I don't know if you've ever seen that episode, but
It's been a long time.
I just watched it recently for Halloween. Vanessa and I were like, this is awesome.
Nice.
All right, number two.
Hold
Candy
on.
corn break, man. Candy corn break for me.
What have we got here? The Strangers.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw this movie with Liv Tyler.
Long time ago, yeah. It's been a long
Um,
time. That was a good movie.
It's just about a couple who are at home, and these people break in and try to kill them.
Yeah.
That's it. At some point, they get in, and Liv Tyler's screaming, and she's like, "Why are you doing this to us?" Because you were home.
That's a great line, though. That's a great line. And I remember this movie when I first started watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like a couple of years after it started, I was like, oh, wait, cool. Dennis from It's Always Sunny is in this movie.
Yeah, for like 5 seconds, and then he gets shot in the face.
Exactly. Nice choice. Well,
Just because
yeah.
it feels real.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Like the odds of some murder cult choosing you and trying to kill them. But
Well, it's kind of like the Manson family. Okay, then it wasn't like your home, there was a targeted attack, but it's kind of like that concept, right?
well, you know about Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker?
Yeah.
That guy said that he felt those people wanted him to kill them because they didn't lock their doors or windows. If they didn't want him to come in and kill him, they would have locked their doors. That was his excuse, or his reasoning, I should say.
That guy?
There's crazy people everywhere, right? And anyways, the Strangers felt like a little too real. Like it felt like something that could, and like we said, that line of "Why are you doing this?" Because you were home. Like we wanted to kill somebody, and you were here.
Yeah. Well, see, that's what my number one, which we'll see in just a couple of moments. That's how I feel about my number one also. So number two for me, you mentioned it much earlier on in the list. You can't have a horror list without this.
Yeah.
Halloween. I think this is probably the greatest slasher film ever made. It's like, what, almost 50 years old, this movie? And the fact that we're still talking about this movie?
Well, I mean, the sound on it, amazing. The music. I mean, it helps the fact that the star of the movie is still alive and basically still making Halloween movies.
Yeah, and beloved by people too at this point, you know. So yeah, you don't need to talk about Halloween. We all know what it is at this point. We love it.
And if you haven't seen it, you should.
Yeah. If you're looking, honestly, I call it a gateway into horror. Also, Halloween. So. Okay, that brings us to our number one for our horror movies.
I should have collated these into a better order because I don't want you guys to think that my choice is the movie Sinister. I don't want you thinking I think that Sinister is the best movie of all time or anything.
They're all number one in your case, right?
Yeah.
You love these all equally.
Like these are any of these movies I could probably watch at any time.
Yeah. Okay, Sinister. I thought the second one was bad. Personally.
Oh, it was. That was the first time I'd seen Ethan Hawke in a movie in. Actually, no, he was in The Purge.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But this was sort of like his career resurgence.
Yeah.
And I thought he did really well in the role. I thought the music was creepy as hell, especially as watching those old tapes. There's this like I don't even know how to describe the music, but it really unsettling. The way they filmed it was Scott Derrickson. Like there were times where it would focus on Ethan Hawke's face watching these videos, and it was so gross, and you could see him close his eyes, but you could still see the reflection in his glasses of the thing. So we're forced to see what he doesn't want to.
Yeah.
I just thought really good movie. The second movie sucks so much. The fact that the character has continued to be called Deputy So and So.
I know it was a joke for the first movie, and they're like, let's keep calling him that in the second one. Like, what is this, man?
Couldn't they have at least just given a first name? Like, hey, yeah, this is Steve.
Yeah. But I think you know what's cool though is that in the Black Phone, Ethan Hawke and Deputy So and So.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we know Ethan Hawke is the grabber, but Deputy So and So plays. I think is his
brother
or his brother? Yeah. So it's nice that there are directors out there that still like to work with the same actors because they know that they work well with them, right?
That's always cool to see.
Yeah.
When you see like certain people like working together. Like Christopher Nolan reuses a lot of actors in his movies, and a lot of them like working with him because they say, while intense, he knows what he wants and he knows what it should look like.
Yeah.
Like he's very professional.
Yeah.
But people appreciate that. You're not coming to set, standing around wasting time. It's like, look, if you don't need to be here, leave.
Yeah. Let's see him, Christopher Nolan, make an actual horror movie. Let's see that. That could be cool.
You know, I think it could turn out well. I mean, I'm thinking of that first Batman movie he did with Scarecrow and stuff.
Yeah.
There were some darker elements in there.
Well, he also did that movie there, Insomnia, which was
Yes, with Robin Williams.
So, yeah.
Robin Williams is the killer.
You could. He could do it, man. He could.
Yeah, I forgot that was him.
Yeah. All right. Number one for me.
Oh, yeah.
I consider this the greatest horror movie ever made. We are now 50 years of this movie as of this year, dude.
If you had to list, like, top most influential or whatever, 100%, this should be in there. Top 3 or something.
You know what the crazy thing is, Spoonie? I only watched the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now I'm aging myself, okay? 2003, when the remake was coming out in theaters, I was super excited to watch that movie, okay? Because it's like, yeah, I love horror movies. I'd never seen the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And we used to have a station in Canada. You remember the Scream TV station? It was called Scream or something like that. The weekend that Texas Chainsaw came out in theaters, or the weekend before, they were playing the original movie, and I was like, okay. I think I was babysitting or something like that, and the kid was in bed. I was like, I'm gonna watch this, and I ended up sticking in my mind. It stuck in my mind, dude. And as something I was watching because I was excited for the remake to come out. I was like, fuck the remake. This is so good. And yeah, this is like definitely not something I can show my kid. Definitely not something that I can show Vanessa. But anybody who's anybody in horror, because I can tell with your reaction, everybody loves this movie.
Basically, everything Rob Zombie has ever done has kind of been inspired by this. Other things too.
Yeah.
But
Halloween 2007, that was his take on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Well, look at House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yep, exactly.
Very much like this crazy family and differences, but I felt a similar type of vibe.
The fact that he always wanted to do the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and the Munsters, and he never got the keys to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but he did everything else with his movies to make it similar to that.
Wasn't it about these horror movies where there's constant legal disputes over who owns what?
I don't know, man.
Because it's like, so I think Sean S. Cunningham owns the rights to Friday the 13th, but he doesn't own the rights to Jason Voorhees.
Which is weird. It's really weird.
Same thing with like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Leatherhead.
Yeah. Well, look at Halloween though. It's like I everywhere you go, every Halloween season, you always see merchandise for Halloween 2.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like on the new Fanta drinks. Why are they doing Halloween 2?
Right? Like, is there like a licensing thing that's going on, where it's like we can't get Halloween, So let's just do Halloween 2, like, because even the mask there you saw, it's Halloween 2 with when she pokes the needles in his eyes, right?
Yeah.
The blood tears. So I don't get that. Um, anyways, but yeah, guys, that is our list for our favorite horror movies. Don't go anywhere, because next up we're going to talk about our favorite horror series, which we're going to probably rapid fire. We won't take as much time in depth like we were doing with the.
Yeah, we'll just list off a couple things here.
Exactly.
They're all probably pretty well known.
Yeah. So here we go with that. Did you want to talk about your honorable mentions for the horror movies, or?
Maybe towards the end we can just do honorable mention everything in general, whether it's a show or movie or.
Yeah. No, that definitely sounds good to me. All right, so let's take a look quickly. I gotta get my paper here. Got my list. I'm not gonna use visual representation for this. So, do you want me to start this time? Do you want to start this time?
You go ahead.
Cool. Okay. So you know what? I'm just gonna read my whole list in general. How's that sound?
Yep.
Okay. So, I'll do the honorable mentions too, because whatever, I feel like movies and that's another thing. So in terms of honorable mentions, and no, don't laugh at this first one. Todd McFarlane's Spawn. I find it's creepy and spooky enough that it has that horror genre as a cartoon. Courage the Cowardly Dog. The Munsters.
The Rob Zombie one.
Well, no, the TV show, The Munster from the 60s.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Beetlejuice, the cartoon. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but I'm talking about Buffy before she goes to college. That was always fun. And my final honorable mention.
I agree.
Yeah. This one's probably on your list, on your core list, but on my honorable mentions, Channel Zero. I started watching that in lockdown, and oh boy, it kept me occupied while we were in lockdown. I binged the whole series. Okay, here's my core list. Okay, there's a little spoiler if you want to see my core list. So, number 10, What We Do in the Shadows, which just ended this year. I know it's more of a comedy, but it's all the elements, right? They're vampires, but they also interact with different kinds of monsters. So that's kind of cool. I like the premise of that show.
But at the same time, I feel like that is kind of realistic.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
yeah, it would be horrifying at first, but after several centuries with these people,
Exactly.
all the theatrics and stuff, you're probably like,
And honestly, they're such great characters. I quote this to Vanessa all the time because she doesn't get the reference. If you did watch What We Do in the Shadows, Nandor, fucking guy.
What's the guy's name? Is it like Matt Berry?
Matt Berry. Jackie
God,
Daytona, real human bartender.
I love that guy so much.
Matt Berry is awesome. Number 9, The Real Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
You can't deny that that's a horror-based TV show, right?
absolutely. And you know why it's the real Ghostbuster, right?
Because of Filmation's Ghostbusters, yeah.
Yeah, it was about, what, 3 guys and a gorilla?
Yep. It was based on, like, that was actually a show from the 70s. And when they made the Ghostbusters movie, I think they knew about that, but they weren't trying to rip them off at all.
No,
So
and there...
TV series. Sorry, go ahead, yeah.
Well, and there was going to be no... At the time, audiences were smarter. They would look at a cartoon, and they would look at a live-action movie and say, these aren't related. I'm not going to confuse them.
So. But Filmation thought it would be smart to do the Ghostbusters cartoon to cash in, and because of everything Ghostbusters was doing, that's why...
The real Ghostbusters.
That's it. Sony, right? It was Sony, I think, who owned it, or Columbia TriStar.
Yeah,
This is
who's
the
now owned by
real
Sony.
Ghostbusters. Yeah, that's it. That's number 9. Number 8, I have the TV show Creep Show, which apparently just out of nowhere ended this year without no new seasons. Like, that's it. We're done, guys.
Yeah.
I love anthology, so Creep Show. Number 7, Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated.
Which one is...
That's the one from 2010. That's the one with Professor
Okay.
Hercules. Yeah,
Okay.
That's the more like horror-based show. It's so good. We've spoken about this many times too. Goosebumps from the 90s. It's campy. It's ridiculous. Number 5,
I don't know if this is on your list, but I personally feel like Are You Afraid of the Dark had creepier episodes than Goosebumps.
Number 5. Are you afraid of the dark? You're on to something, Spoonie. Yes, I agree. That's why it's above Goosebumps.
No, I think one of the first episodes I saw, this kid went to an amusement park and stole the nose off a clown, and the clown was like chasing him back.
Well, somebody's saying can't hear the guy on the left.
You?
Me? Me? Me?
Yeah,
Can you hear me, Spoonie?
I can.
That's interesting. So have I been talking this whole time and nobody can hear me?
I mean, it says everyone can see and hear you. I can see and hear you.
Can you hear me now, or is it no more?
No, I still hear you.
That's interesting. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I still hear you. I don't know about...
Really weird. Can you hear me? Like, I don't know if it's...
It seems like they're having problems today. Even trying to set up the stream, which we've done... For me,
this
like...
whole time I've been talking and nobody can hear me with the live stream?
Who the hell knows?
But the fact that somebody comes in and says, can't hear the guy on the left. Do you not watch our videos? Do you not watch our channel to be like, hey, I can't hear Boomer or I can't hear Spoonie?
Maybe... I don't know, there's something wrong with... Sometimes, you know, you get logged out of something, and then when you log back in and it jacks up your settings, or if there's an update, sometimes it resets certain... I was trying to... So, anecdotal story. I was watching Shudder yesterday, and in the evening, the bit rate just dropped. It was so pixelated.
Okay, yeah.
And I remember that it's Friday night and it's Halloween.
Okay.
I remember during lockdown, Netflix, and I think Disney as well, said that they were throttling the bit rate because there was so much demand.
Okay.
They couldn't let millions of people stream 4K quality at once. So to ensure that everybody can at least watch it, they dropped it down to like 1080.
Bro. But you can still hear me though, right?
I can hear you. Well, obviously we're talking.
Yeah, but even at the beginning though, you were like, oh, I can't hear you, but then you're like, okay, now it's working. So I don't know. If we're able to hear each other, I don't see why anybody else can't hear me. But just so you know, Johnny Maserati 410, guy on the left. I'm Boomer. I'm the guy who runs the channel. So thank you for joining the live stream, man. Anyways, let me just pump through this.
Yeah, and if you got
number 4.
if you got more feedback on the volume or something, let us know so we can fix it.
Exactly. Because I also see your dots going, and I see my dots. Like, I just see one going a little bit, so I don't know if it's the volume is too low, or... I also don't want to put the volume too loud because you have your headphones on. I don't want it to be too loud for you either, right, in your head. Alright, so number 4, Masters of Horror. Number 3, Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Yep.
Number 2, Death Note. Amazing.
That's fair. That's fair. Honestly, I wouldn't have thought of that when you're like, hey, make a list. But that should definitely be on there.
Yep. And number 1, Tales from the Crypt. I think that's the single best, greatest horror TV show of all time. If you couldn't hear me, Vanessa probably would have said earlier, can't hear you. I feel like
that's true. She probably would have.
Because I said hi, Vanessa, and she put a happy face, so I'm sure she would have said, hey, I can't hear you. I don't know what's going on. I don't know, guys. It's not too loud, right, on your end for me?
No.
I don't know, man. Is it okay still?
I think so. Yeah, Johnny Maserati, if you're still there, uh,
Probably not.
just let us know how he's doing.
Probably not. He was like, "What's this horror? Let me see." Nah, that's not my thing. By the way, bro, you can't. We can't hear you. Bye. Alright, Spoonie. Let's hear your list.
Okay, so I just have them written down. I don't really have them in an order.
Fair, fair.
I'll say for number one, though, I'm going to say the X Files,
Okay.
just because there's so many episodes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And yes, there's horror, but there's also science fiction and mystery, and there's a lot of like detective thriller stuff. Like there's so many different genres that the show touches upon,
Yeah, yeah.
but some of those horror episodes really good. And just in general, the show has a tone of kind of like creepiness and the
Yeah.
unexplained.
Nice.
Okay, so after that, I I will always lament the late great Swamp Thing series by James Wan.
Yeah.
The thing is, it came out, critics loved it, audiences loved it,
Yeah.
but Warner Brothers was just bought by Investigation Discovery at the time. And so David Zaslav, the new CEO coming in, he's like, okay, so this merger cost money. We got to trim the fat.
Yeah.
Swamp Thing, what's that? It hasn't aired yet. Okay, well, that means it's not making us money. Axe it. And then it did air, and everybody loved it. But it was like they couldn't guarantee it was going to be a success, so they'd rather just kill it.
Yeah, that's.
And it
See,
was
I wasn't sure. Like, should I put Constantine? Should I put Swamp Thing? 'Cause I didn't really see them as horror, but I get what you're saying, though. I do get where you're coming from with that, though. I do.
well, I mean, it started to heavily take the direction of the Alan Moore, which definitely was more oriented.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But they were introducing characters like the Blue Devil,
Mm-hmm.
who originally, when the character was created, the guy was like a stuntman,
Yeah.
and the Blue Devil suit was like a cybernetic thing, but he got stuck in the suit. Later on, he did sell his soul and become a true devil.
I think
But
that's the path they were going with too. With the was it the guy from Beverly Hills 90210?
Ian Ziering,
Yeah.
the voice of Nick Tatopoulos in the Godzilla the TV show.
Yeah, man. Couldn't afford Matthew Broderick.
I don't think he wanted to do it. You know, that show and the Men in Black show were actually pretty decent.
They were solid, yeah. Same thing for Big Guy and Rusty.
Yeah.
It was pretty decent too, man. We had such good cartoons, man, when we were kids. Here we are talking about horror things, and literally I put Beetlejuice, Courage, and The Real Ghostbusters. Goes to show how good the cartoons were when we were kids, you know?
Well, these Saturday morning cartoons do have a tie-in to the next thing on my list,
Okay.
which is Supernatural.
Okay.
It's had its highs and lows. It ran for 15 seasons, so it's not going to be, gold the whole way through. But there are some really creepy moments, some really creepy seasons. One of the head writers on the show, Ben Edlund. And if you don't recognize that, he created The Tick.
Yeah, I didn't know he wrote Supernatural. Wow, okay.
Yeah. So that's why there was always kind of like a sarcastic humor
Okay, that makes sense.
to lighten up from all the horror elements, like with Buffy, where it's like it's really dark, so you gotta crack a one-liner to kind of like, okay.
But I feel like that's the best way to explain if nobody's ever watched Supernatural. Like I watched the first season. it's not that I couldn't get into it. I had my Vanessa used to be friends with somebody who would not shut the fuck up about Supernatural. So I lost all interest. I was like, oublie ça, as they say in French, like oublie ça. But I feel like it's the best way to describe it is really like if you take Buffy the Vampire Slayer and you take X-Files and put them together, you've got Supernatural, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay.
Yeah, it's had its highs and lows. um, what's that guy's name? Jared Padalecki, the one from Gilmore Girls.
Okay.
He was in the House of Wax remakes with Paris Hilton.
Oh, yeah.
And he actually got her to come be on Supernatural
No way.
for an episode. There was a shape-shifting demon, right? And they were chasing him and he was trying to hide. And he looked at a magazine cover and he shape-shifted. And they're like, come on, guys. There's no way Paris Hilton would just be hanging around in this back alley. Like,
and she was there.
yeah.
I know that they did a Scooby-Doo crossover episode. That one I'm interested in watching, though, because I love Scooby-Doo. Cool.
No, and what I thought was kind of cool is that, okay, so the show starts off, they're basically like folk legends, ghost tales, urban stories, like they're sort of tracking all this stuff down. Demons are there. Hell is a thing, and there are demons.
Yeah.
In the 5th season, they beat the devil.
Okay.
They prevent the biblical apocalypse.
Okay.
So what that means is there's nothing written after that in the Bible. So the angels are now free to do whatever they want, and they actually become a lot scarier than the demons.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because before, the angels were bound by this, like, the book of Revelation.
Mm-hmm.
And again, since that played out, it was fulfilled. Satan rose, the brothers beat him and sent him back, locked him back in hell. So now the angels are like, I guess we can do our own thing now. And so some of them crave power, and it gets into some pretty crazy stuff. I don't know if you've heard about these unofficial Bible books, like the Book of Enoch, or
yeah, I think I've heard of that one.
They start diving into this other kind of mythology, like stuff that's kind of offshoots of main religion.
Mm-hmm.
Like how Kabbalah, I think, is an offset of Judaism.
Okay.
Where there's some similarities, but then they're going in their own direction. I think it's the same type of thing.
Okay.
But yeah, 15 seasons.
That's a lot.
That's a well, it means that those guys never have to work again.
That's also true. Yeah. Well,
even though the
boys, though.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. They're gonna be on the boys.
So a lot of episodes, ranging in quality, obviously. Some of them are scary. Some of them are more action. Some of them are definitely comedy centered. Like, it's not a comedy show, but they throw in a lot of that, kind of like Buffy.
Yeah.
Where they throw in a lot of sort of, I don't want to say silliness, but to help. Because if they just kept that one tone, this show should be on like HBO Max or something, right? Like it would just be too intense.
Yeah.
So you lighten the mood. You have these kind of funny moments. Again, on Supernatural, they're two brothers. So you're going to have like maybe the brothers are button heads, or you can add other things to the show to sort of lighten the mood without. Anyways, that's enough about that show. It's a good show.
So you got more shows, or was that it?
One more show I want to mention. It's still airing. The 4th season is going to start, I think, at the beginning of next year. The show is called From.
Okay.
I've
heard of it. I've not watched that one.
If I had to describe it in a basic way, I'd say it's the show Lost if it was written by Stephen King.
Oh, okay.
So
Interesting.
there's this town,
Hmm.
and when people once you get into the town, it's you're stuck in a loop. You can't leave the town.
Ooh, okay.
Every time you drive, you just end up on the other side of town.
Okay.
So these people have to figure out what's going on, why they're there, why they're stuck there, what happened to the people of the town originally. And then you find out at night these they're not zombies, but some kind of like horrific, almost like vampire monster comes out.
Kind of
So
like Iron Legend
during
type
the
thing.
day they're trying to figure out like how to survive, how to escape, how to make contact with the outside world,
Okay.
how to also prevent new people from falling in the trap and getting stuck there too.
Okay.
So that's kind of during the day, but then at night the monsters come out, and then it's a whole different type of survival.
Sounds interesting. I keep seeing like some ads and stuff for it. It looks interesting, that show. You
From
recommend it? Yeah.
FROM.
Okay. Cool.
I'd watch a
Yeah,
trailer.
it's
Some
raining, man.
that wouldn't surprise me.
Okay. Cool.
So From is probably the only currently airing show that I'm actually looking forward to coming back.
Nice. I'm surprised you didn't mention Channel Zero.
That was
You said.
you already mentioned it.
Okay.
I like the second house the most, or the second one, the Nowhere House.
The No End House.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Was that the second one or the first one?
That was the second one. I agree with you. If I can rank them from the worst to the best, because there's only 4 seasons, the least intriguing one to me was the was it called the Butcher's Block?
Yeah.
Then I would after that I put the is it called the Dream Door?
Hmm.
Then I would put what's it called there? Sandy Cove, something Cove. Oh, what was it called again? With the tooth monster.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And then number one, the best one I think to recommend would be the No End House. Yeah.
You know,
That would
all
be
of
my
those
ranking for those.
those are all based off internet creepypastas, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So each season they take like a different creepypasta and they make it into a series. I didn't know
Sandy
that
Cove,
when
I
it
think, was
started.
too.
So
Yeah, and it's cool because had it not been canceled, there could have been so much more that they could have done. I mean, yeah, they could have brought in like maybe not Slender Man because that's been overdone, but they could have brought in even like a whole season with Jeff the Killer.
I was gonna say we need Jeff the Killer.
That would have been a cool season to see, especially if you want to truly do something horrifying. That would have been pretty cool.
Oh, there's no reason we can't still see that same concept come back in some.
No, that's true. That's true. That is true. All right, so guess
What about you? Any other last show that you want to mention, or?
No, that was pretty much my list, man. Yeah, I think I covered all. But plus, you mentioned Swamp Thing, so that's one I didn't think that I would to put on the list. But that's definitely one that I agree with you.
I like the show a lot, and any opportunity I can take to talk about how shitty it was for them to cancel it, I will.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's 100% agreed. 100% agreed. The only last thing I could talk about would probably be, and I'm just going to touch on it really quickly. It's not even a TV show. It's just a 4-part episode. I'm a Ninja Turtles fan, and they did the 2012 series did a 4-part mini series, not mini series, 4-part episode called Mutants versus Monsters, where they go into the past and they interact.
I heard of it. I never saw it.
Spoiler. Wait till you get your package. That's all I'm
Oh,
going to say.
okay.
So that's the last thing I want to touch on, especially because it's Halloween. Okay. Now. I didn't realize we were already an hour and 42 minutes into our stream.
Yikes.
And I have some errands to run today, so hopefully we're going to be able to end this stream within the next 20 to 25 minutes.
Yeah, because we're just gonna go over all the big franchises, a lot of which we've already talked about. So just add on.
And unlike the movies, I don't think we need photo representation because when it comes to franchises, like we know what these are, right? I felt the need with the photo representation just because of like there's maybe some movies that you're like, oh, I'm not sure what that is, right? That was on my list, but, which I don't know why I was thinking that because you probably all know what those movies were. But
What's nice is that a lot of these horror franchises do have distinguishing, identifying features.
yeah,
Halloween, it's the
yes,
pumpkin and it's that kitchen knife.
yep,
Friday the 13th is the hockey mask. Nightmare on Elm Street is the glove.
yep.
Um, Alien would be the egg.
Scream would be the ghost face mask too.
Yeah.
Got that, right. Let's see what else. What else? Do I have anything back here that I'm looking at?
Or Sam from Trick or Treat, the
Yep,
little
the
cloth bag.
Leatherface. I think did you say to Leatherface, right? The chainsaw.
I didn't, but that is one.
Yeah. All right.
So hopefully, if we've said something, even if you haven't seen the movie, you'll sort of know what it's about, know where it's from.
Okay. So, do you want to start like last time? Would you like me to start? I don't mind starting.
I mean, I can start. We've already talked about the Halloween franchise.
Yeah.
That's.
I mean, all these franchises we're going to talk about. The crazy thing is like there's no reason to go into detail because, like we said, everybody knows them. But hey, it's just fun to see what we have listed, right?
Well, then the thing with Halloween would be like, what's your favorite timeline?
Mm.
Okay, so you've
Are you
got.
saying 10 is Halloween for you? That's at number 10?
No, I'm just.
Okay.
Because. Okay, so Halloween. You've got the first one,
I see what you're saying.
second one, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And then I think
was this the question that you were trying to ask me? I think I misunderstood you. Was that the question you were basically asking when I was talking about doing my Halloween collection? Oh, I see now. Okay.
Right, because you've got one timeline,
Yeah.
which is the original movie, and then those three newest movies.
Yeah.
You've
Plus
got
the two Rob Zombie detours.
You've got another timeline, which is the two Rob Zombie movies. You've got another timeline where it's like Halloween 1, 2, and then H2O and Resurgence. What was that last one called? Resurrection.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
You know what? I kind of like the movie. I like the idea that Michael Myers was living in the sewers under the house, eating rats and stuff.
I also like that they did the bold move of killing Laurie Strode at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
That was bold, man. That was bold.
I mean, it's a good paycheck for her. She shows up to maybe a day of filming. Okay, put on this hospital, run down the hall, and then pretend to get stabbed.
Done. You don't have to be the whole movie. You made a whole paycheck. But there's also the timeline you forgot too of the first Halloween movie, and then we go straight to the Blumhouse films.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's what I'm talking. One of the other ones I mentioned. Yeah, because it's like the Blumhouse ones. It's the original John Carpenter, and then the three new ones.
Yeah.
And then there's one where it's like 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. And then there's like 1, 2, 7, and 8.
Yeah.
There's various directors have decided to ignore various aspects of the thing. So there's 3 or 4 kind of timelines depending on how you look at it.
Here's the crazy thing. I love each Halloween movie, even the stupidest Halloween movie, for each quality that they bring to the table, okay? I love the original timeline. I love the first 2 movies going into H2O. I love Halloween and then going over and skipping over all that and going to Blumhouse. I even really liked the Rob Zombie movies. But for me personally, now mind you, we're taking Halloween 3 out of the fold because
I was going to say, I noticed you didn't mention Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
I love Halloween 3, but Halloween 3, Halloween is just a movie in that film. Like that's a movie that plays on a TV and then in the bar.
Well, the idea was that Michael Myers wasn't evil. It was the mask he put on that made him into a killer.
Exactly. That's what they were going with. But then it tested really unwell with people, and that's why they brought back Michael Myers. Although it's got its own charm, Halloween 3. But me personally, I love what they call it. I guess they call it the Thorn saga.
The 4, 5, and 6.
First 2 Halloween movies, then 4, 5, 6. That's my favorite timeline, personally.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like the Rob Zombie. Well, we've talked about this before, I think. Okay, so Rob Zombie Halloween, the director's cut, is better than the theatrical version
Yes.
in
By a landslide.
most ways.
Yes.
In the original version, there's a he's being transferred from a psych ward to a prison, and it's during that transfer that Michael Myers kills the guards and escapes.
Yeah.
In the director's cut, these orderlies drag some woman into Michael Myers' cell, take turns raping her, and then Michael Myers kills all three of them and escapes. Do we need a gratuitous rape scene?
No, we did not need that.
And they
Not
didn't need to
whatsoever.
show they didn't need to show as much as they did.
No, 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 no. I agree with you. I agree with you.
And
I saw
ultimately
that-
the only reason he did anything is because they started to mess with his masks.
Yeah, that's it.
And the sequel too, there was something else where it's like the director's cut was really good, but there was one thing that it's like, I think the theatrical did it better.
Yeah, I remember seeing that in theaters with my brother. My brother was 15 at the time, but thankfully, when I went to go see it with him in theaters, that scene wasn't in there, right? So it wasn't until I bought it on DVD years ago that then I saw that scene, and I agree with what you're saying. Like, no, that was a little too much. Even me, I was like, I needed to. I forwarded through that. I was like, I can't. Anytime there's that kind of scene in a movie, especially like the Last House on the Left remake, which is a very good remake, but they lingered a little too long on that. I found.
Yeah. Like there are women's revenge, female fury movies. They've been around since like the 70s, right? A Spit on Your Grave, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And there is a place for them, but this wasn't that type of movie,
No.
and they spent way too much time on it.
Yeah. All right. So that being said, shall we get to our franchises?
Yeah, well, we already kind of talking about the Halloween.
Right. I did write a core list, though. That's the thing.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I did a core list. But at number 10, I put VHS. I can't really pinpoint one movie as my favorite, but
I think
that's one
each
of those-
movie has at least one decent segment.
agreed with you. And it's
Yeah,
one of
you
those
know,
things
it's-
that-
I never really thought of it as a franchise,
yeah.
but it is in the sense that they're like these like cursed videotapes or whatever.
Exactly. And it kind of like, for me, it just, I watched the first film, I watched the second film, man, this is like maybe 10 years ago when they were first brought onto Netflix, the first 3 movies. And I was like, okay, these are really unique. Then nothing happened until, I guess, Shudder got the license, and then I just, every year, I watched the VHS movies, and after watching VHS Halloween this year, I realized to myself, I get excited to watch VHS every year. Kind of like when they were doing Saw. Like, I wasn't excited for Saw every year, but you know how people getting excited, oh, it's Halloween, there's a new Saw movie. Now it's like, oh, it's Halloween, there's a new VHS movie. I'm getting excited for it. So I that's probably the most, that's the most modern franchise on my list. But it's good. And I also watched the most recent VHS Halloween. It has some segments that you're like, okay, but there's this really fun segment in there called Fun Size. And I don't know if you know Too Many Cooks.
I've known
The
some.
Well, you know the Adult Swim short film, right? Too Many Cooks?
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, okay. Too Many Cooks is like a really well-known Adult Swim thing that it takes the whole sitcom premise and then it's like 10 minutes long. And then it goes like deeper and gets darker and darker as it goes on. And then
Okay.
it goes back to the beginning again. The guy who wrote and directed Too Many Cooks did Fun Size for VHS. I was like, I see where the humor comes from. And I think it was also kind of inspired by a scene from Bob's Burgers. I don't know if you remember the episode of Bob's Burgers where they go to this other town and they're like full-size bars. They're like, take one candy. So I was like, kind of inspired a little bit by that. So worth it. But yeah, VHS is a fun franchise. So yeah, that's what I got there. Do you want to number it or just talk about basically?
Just talk about them.
Okay. what do you got next? What do you got next? Or I don't know if you have a 10 or if you just have a couple. I got 10, so
I just like I said, not in a
cool.
list order or anything like that. Just kind of written out. Um. So sorry. What did we do? Halloween.
We just spoke about Halloween and VHS now.
Was there something else or?
Well, I got a list if you want to go from my list.
You know what? Our lists are probably very similar.
Cool.
Like if I'd say something now, Nightmare on Elm Street
Yeah, definitely. So, okay.
spawned way too much franchise for a movie about a child rapist who kills kids in their dreams.
Well, that takes care of one of the franchises on my list too. Yeah, Friday the Third. I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street. That's why I didn't put that on my core list of like horror movies, because when you think Nightmare on Elm Street, you think the franchise as a whole, right?
Yeah. For better or for worse, yeah.
Exactly. And like,
Now you're playing with power.
See, one of my favorites in my collection, dude. I don't know if you can see that, but is the NES style Freddy right there.
Oh, nice.
Which only got a figure because of the Angry Video Game Nerd review on the game. So yeah, definitely agree with you. Okay, I'm gonna take a little sidestep here.
Yeah.
I know it's not technically horror, but it is rooted in horror, even though it's more of a comedy and stars comedy actors. Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
You can't talk horror, you can't talk Halloween without Ghostbusters, right?
I mean, towards the end of that first movie, where Gozer is like taking over their bodies and destroying the top of the building, like that's pretty scary.
Well, even in the second one with Vigo the Carpathian,
Yeah.
he turns Ray into whatever the hell he turns Ray into. Right? Now, I'm not talking about the what year was that? 2015 or 2016? The
2016.
I don't know.
You know, that one wasn't bad. I watched it recently. The problem with it is they focus too much on the comedy.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters was kind of like, because what's that guy's name? Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
He's big into the supernatural and the paranormal, and I think that it carried through into the work. Like everything was presented very seriously, but 2016 it was like it was all a joke. It was all like silly, and considering the women involved, it should have been a lot funnier than it was.
I agree with you, because they're all funny, those actresses, right?
You had three SNL cast members. How do you not make it funnier?
They had 2 SNL cast members for the original movie, and they hit gold.
Yeah.
You know, but I loved Ghostbusters Afterlife. I thought it was a worthy predecessor.
That's
Although
the
Frozen Empire was like.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Frozen Empire. I did like the Afterlife, but have not seen Frozen Empire. You know what I did like?
What's that?
The Ghostbusters: The Next Generation, the cartoon show.
Oh yeah, that one was yeah.
There was there's like a guy in a wheelchair that had like a special like fucking photon tank or something.
I think the only one that came back was Egon, right?
Yeah.
That was a good show. You know what's funny? A lot of Ghostbusters fans don't like that show. I don't find anything wrong with it. I thought it was cool. It was kind of like your Men in Black show. It was like your Godzilla show, but Ghostbusters, man. It was fun.
It was good for what was on the air at the time.
Exactly. Hit me with your next one, Spoonie.
I should be keeping track of which ones we're already listing.
So we spoke about Halloween. We spoke about VHS. We knocked off 2 off of our list, Nightmare on Elm Street. And then I just spoke about Ghostbusters.
Well, I mean, I could go on about Hell House LLC again,
There you go.
considering the 5th and final movie just came out. But no, I want something a little different.
Let's see if
What
it's
was
something
I
on the list,
thinking
because
of?
like that we can knock that out together too. If you want, I can go to my next one if you have.
Oh no, I realized I was gonna say Aliens.
There
The
you go.
alien
Knocked off another one
aliens,
off my list. Yeah.
because okay, that fourth one, the Joss Whedon one, Alien Resurrection, with Winona Ryder, and not
Brad Dourif's in it too,
what a waste.
but it still has its charm.
It does, but it's got the Joss Whedon humor.
Yeah, it does. It does. Okay, my question to you. However, Alien Resurrection or Prometheus?
Oh, I actually liked Prometheus.
A lot of people hated it. I loved it too. I thought it was great. But a lot of people would say I take Alien Resurrection over Prometheus. I've heard that. I was like, okay.
No. It's a better movie. It's a better looking movie.
Yeah.
Better actors in it.
Would I call it an alien movie though? That's the thing. Would I call it an alien movie? No.
It's kind of like a backdoor prequel.
Kind of. Like it has very minimal to do with Alien except for the architects right there who explore and you find them. That's the only thing that really ties into Alien. Alien Covenant ties in more to Alien, and I don't know if you've seen Alien Romulus that came out last year.
Yeah, just once. I need to see it again because
okay, I loved it.
I wasn't able to take everything in.
Okay, well they got Fede Alvarez to do it, right?
Yeah, well that's why I was excited.
Yeah, and you could tell like it was trying to go back to its roots of the original Alien movie, which was really awesome. Okay.
No, I liked Prometheus, especially since when I saw it, I did not know the connection to Alien.
Yeah.
So it was like a surprise twist ending for me. I was like, oh, holy shit.
Yeah. And I kind of feel like with Alien Covenant, what Ridley Scott was trying to do is like I was one of the only few people that loved Alien Covenant. I kind of feel like they were trying to not retcon Prometheus, but like kind of like, okay, stuff that was established in Prometheus, let's kind of like bring it back here, but we're gonna kind of like toss it away so that you guys don't have to remember about Prometheus. That's kind of I feel what they were doing.
Well, I guess besides introducing, the creators or whatever, the architects.
Yeah.
David the android would probably be the most significant thing.
Yeah.
Because he's the first like life model android that was created in that universe. He's the first one to kind of go rogue and do his own thing. We see, you're speaking of Alien Romulus. You get Ian Holmes' character coming back.
Yep.
In a very interesting way.
But Covenant makes you beg the question, though. Did David the android create the xenomorphs? Or
yes. He took whatever that substance was, and he did experimentations and to cause mutations
and that's the one thing that even though I loved Covenant, that's the one thing where I was like, okay, now you got to put an origin story on how the xenomorph was created. I don't like it sometimes when you need to put an origin story. Like one of the movies I fucking hated was Solo, a Star Wars story. Why the fuck did we need a whole entire goddamn 2-hour movie just about the fucking Kessel Run? I don't give a shit, man. It's a fun back and forth banter between Han Solo and Lando Calrissian. We don't need a damn origin story. Rogue One, however, okay, that was awesome. But we did not need Solo. Let's be honest here.
I don't think anybody liked that movie.
No. So that was the only thing about Covenant. I was like, okay, well, all right, whatever. And I found that a little bit like, okay, yeah, so he is the one making the aliens. When throughout before that, it was kind of like, how did these things come to be? Even like, okay, Prometheus, the thing jumps out, but it doesn't necessarily, like, you still don't exactly know, okay, that, like, monster attached itself to the architect, but we still don't know, right, how that thing came to be. So it's like, why are we trying to put a definitive origin on how the xenomorph was created? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the one thing, but nonetheless, though, fucking solid franchise. Let's be honest here. Yeah, that knocks out that for me too. Okay, here's one on my list. I'm not sure if this is on your list, but I don't really like zombie movies. It's not my bread and butter. I don't like. I watched The Walking Dead. I read the first like 2 books of Walking Dead, but it's not really my thing.
It's fair.
I do love, however, George A. Romero.
Yes.
And I think that the Romero's Of the Dead franchise is the seminal zombie movie. Not just because here's a zombie movie, they're coming to get you. It's also, each and every single movie I feel like is a social comment.
Well,
So that's what I love about them.
let me ask you, what were your thoughts on Land of the Dead and Survival of the Dead?
Survival of the Dead, I think I've seen it only once in my life, so I can't really form an opinion on that. But when Land of the Dead came out, it came out at the same time as the remake of Dawn of the Dead.
Right.
And I preferred Land of the Dead a lot better. I like how Land of the Dead takes the whole zombie concept and they're like, oh, so they've been dead so long that now they're trying to kind of reform a civilization of zombies, and they're trying to start learning again. And that's what I loved about Land of the Dead.
Like when they realize since they can't drown, they can just walk across the bottom of the ocean.
Yes. And it's not that like they want to kill people to kill people. They're realizing to themselves that we do it because we need to survive. And I think that's what's interesting about the zombies in Land of the Dead. So, yeah.
When it first came out, I didn't like it too much.
Okay.
But it's upon future viewings that I started to really appreciate it and see the kind of social message that he was going for in that one.
Yeah. So
Survival, I liked.
Too, I think, yeah.
Was there?
Yeah, it was like the found footage one. Remember?
Oh, that must be the one I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Oh, Survival is the one set on that island after or something.
So. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it like continues from Diary.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which so if you guys haven't seen those movies, like Diary and Survival, they're supposed to be set at around the same time as the original movie, Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
So it's just showing you like, well, in that movie, this is what this group of people were doing. They're hiding out at a farmhouse. These other people were on a art cross-country thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So just expanding upon the world that he's already created.
Yeah. I feel like, okay, you know what? Let me knock out these three last ones that are on my list, because I feel like these are on your list too. Okay? Maybe not, maybe two of them, maybe not three, but basically we've taken a look at everything on my list that is on yours too. My last three that I have to talk about, because we already talked about Halloween. You can't have a horror movie franchise list without Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be quite honest. Jason Voorhees. We all know that when it comes to fucking slasher movies, if you have a big three, the big three are Michael, Freddy, and Jason. Unfortunately, Leatherface gets overlooked all the time, but that's because I feel like he's more a horror icon than a slasher icon. Those are the big three. And you cannot have a horror franchise list without Friday the 13th. And Review Spot, I don't know if he's watching this live stream or if he's going to watch it later on if he does, but there's a lot of reviews on Friday the 13th. And it is one of the most profitable, one of the most bankable horror franchises of all time. Now Blumhouse is trying to do it, and I'm hearing mixed things about it, so we could touch on it a little bit more before the end.
That 2008 remake was terrible.
Awful.
I don't. As long as they make it better than that,
yeah,
they'll have a chance.
Yeah. Oh no, wait. You know what? I had one extra one because we didn't talk about this one yet. So the other one was Universal Monsters.
Mm-hmm. You sort of mentioned that earlier, but yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, the only thing to talk about in this case here is if you want to watch good monster movies, go check them out. I know they're black and white, but there's a charm about movies like that. And I know they're like close to 100 years old, the majority of them, but hey, they still hold up today. And if you guys love comic books, literally, if you love comic books and superheroes, Spoonie and I have spoken of this before. A lot of those comic book characters come from their bases rooted in the Universal Monsters. So think about that.
I was disappointed that the Dark Universe didn't take off.
You know
that it began
with
right Tom Cruise Mummy.
Yeah, but they forced it right away, though. They're like, here's the Dark Universe. No, put your movie out. see how it does. If it doesn't do well, cool. But if it does well, then be like, okay, guys, here's our Dark Universe coming.
Well, I think they retroactively said the movie Dracula Origins was going to be set. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I guess technically there are 2 movies. But yeah, it's that Tom Cruise one was such a stinker that they're like, no.
But then when they got another chance with the Invisible Man,
That was good.
that was fantastic.
But did you see the Wolfman?
No, I haven't.
Not good. Not good at all.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It's not even like I heard. It's not even like really a wolf. It's more body horror type thing. That's what I
So
heard.
this family's moving across the country. They find some wrecked car. They go to investigate. The husband gets attacked by this monster. The monster starts chasing them, but he's also transforming. So he has to, yeah. So then he has to kind of turn into a monster so he can protect his family. But then he's too lost in it, and they have to kill him at the end because he's coming for them.
Nah.
They couldn't even, like, Invisible Man, they coached a lot of it in the terms of like an abusive relationship.
Yeah. Yes.
How even if the person isn't in
Realistic.
your life, they're still affecting you.
Yeah. And there's a lot
They
of people
could
like
have
that.
done some kind of domestic violence thing with the Wolfman, like when this thing happens to him, he becomes violent and abusive,
Yep.
and it was just pretty standard, boring monster movie.
Yeah. If you want to see a fun reimagining of the Wolfman, the one from 2009 with Sir Anthony Hopkins and Benicio del Toro, not an incredible movie by any means, but it's a fun film. It is.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. So that's that. And then I got 2 left, and I think this is both on our lists. Pick your poison, whichever one you want to talk about first, but I'm going to mention them both at the same time. Scream
Yep.
and The Evil Dead.
Mm-hmm.
That takes care of my whole entire franchise, and I think we have a similar list, man. We were talking a lot about Scream before, and we were talking a lot about Evil Dead before, and I think these, like, all these movies we've talked about in terms of franchises, I was debating putting the Toxic Avenger, by the way, franchise, but I was like, no, it's
Like you said,
the first movie.
Yeah.
Didn't make sense, you know. And then I was like, okay, the of the Dead films, they're so good, and if you want good zombie movies, but yeah, honestly, man, and Evil Dead, like, here's the crazy thing. Like, we talked a lot about Scream before, so that's fine, but Evil Dead, the original movie's a masterpiece. Okay, the second movie works as a standalone movie, and it's a masterpiece. The third movie is so fucking bonkers, hilarious, and crazy.
Army of Darkness.
Exactly. It moves away from horror, goes more fantastical comedy, and still works as its own film.
Yeah.
Evil Dead from, was it 2013 or 2012
Yeah.
by Fede Alvarez? Holy shit, that was an amazing remake.
Yeah.
And Evil Dead Rise? I had no expectations going into that. I was submerged in the whole movie the whole time. So I'm literally going to say this, and even Ash vs. Evil Dead, the TV series, I don't like saying this about things, but that's why it's number 1 for me as the greatest franchise of horror of all time, Evil Dead. There is not one bad movie
No.
when it comes to the Evil Dead. Every movie is perfect, I find.
That's Evil Dead Rise. I like the movie a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the effects, like, the movie was insane. It just, okay, I have seen the show, but it still felt weird to have an Evil Dead movie set in a major city. For me,
Yes.
the cabin setting is, like, inseparable from the concept.
Yeah. But I like the fact that basically what it was is, basically they found the book, right? And then I like the twist at the end, though, because the beginning of the movie is basically happens after everything that happened. So back to the cabin in the woods. So I kind of feel like they did take a chance with this movie, and they took a risk. And again, it's probably the weakest of all the movies,
Yeah.
but still a fantastic film.
There were some shocking moments in there.
Yes. But you could also tell it was made by fans of the Evil Dead, for fans of the Evil Dead, but in a more modern setting. So I agree with you. The whole city vibe was, it was weird. It was weird, but that fucking amalgamation at the end, dude, of the mother and the kids. What was that, right?
Hey, as long as they don't do Evil Dead in space, when they go to space, you know they've jumped a shark.
Yeah.
Because a leprechaun went to space,
Hellraiser went to
Jason
space.
Voorhees, Hellraiser.
I'm surprised Chucky hasn't gone to space yet.
Don't give them ideas.
Well, no, your Leprechaun also went to the hood and then went back to the hood. Okay.
Yeah?
You see how bad that franchise is that neither of us spoke about that movie on any of our lists.
Honestly, maybe the first one was considered a horror movie with Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
But in my book, they've all been comedies since.
You know what we should do, since it's November, it's the in-between before the holiday season? We should count down the worst fucking horror movies and franchises ever, dude.
Oh god, that's gonna take some work.
Yes. Because, do you put Wishmaster on that list? Oh, yeah, you do.
Have you... Well, I'll send you the stuff later. It's a movie called Wish Upon.
No, never heard of that.
Oh, it's terrible. Red Letter Media has a hilarious review where they take it down.
Oh, man.
I'll forward you the thing later.
Yeah, oh, yes. Guys, that is our countdown today. I know we spent more time on our core list, but obviously it's because we want to talk about the movies. I just want to, I don't know, you said you want to talk about just rapid fire your honorable mentions, right? So if you don't mind, I'm going to just take the quick opportunity when it comes to my core list of the horror movies.
Yep.
I like I said, I revised my list a couple of times, and I got 6 honorable mentions for my horror movies. In no specific order, just randomly put in here. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's so campy and bonkers, and I have chlorophobia, which if those of you are not sure what chlorophobia means, that's an intense fear of clowns.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, the Joker, he doesn't look like a clown to me, and Killer Clowns from Outer Space, I can watch them because the makeup and it's just so over the top that they don't barely even look like clowns when you look at them, right? So, They Live with Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Oh, yeah.
I think that movie still holds up today, especially with the day and age and society we live in.
100%.
Mm-hmm. Tales from the Crypt presents Demon Knight. Again, you know, I told you before, I'm a huge Tales from the Crypt fan, and I love that movie. Here's a weird one. Night of the Demons from, was it 1986, I think?
Yeah.
That's a weird movie. Candyman, the original film.
Have you seen the newer one?
Yes, it's fantastic.
Yeah, and it connects directly to the first one.
Which is, when they did that at the end, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, because I thought it was just a standalone reboot.
Nope, it connected, and I was like, this is so much better than the other sequels that they put out, that you could just watch the first Candyman and watch that one, and you're good to go.
But what's good is they even still acknowledge the sequels.
Yes, that's true.
Right, I think they talked about like the Hangman's Daughter or something, and
yeah, so it was a beautiful, beautiful film, right? And my last honorable mention, I was debating to put this on the core list because I know you said you love sci-fi horror. I'm not the biggest into sci-fi horror, but this movie is just a mastery in special effects and horror. Is The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's my honorable mentions. I don't know if you have any honorable mentions that you want to shoot off rapid fire or...
Okay, so I did like the movie. It's called As Above, So Below.
Yes, okay, yeah, you mentioned that.
It's a found footage. Like, it's about a group of friends, tourists, in France,
Yeah.
and they pay some guy to take them on a tour of the catacombs. where under France they've got miles of tunnels full of human
Yeah.
skulls and stuff.
Yeah.
So they pay some guy to take them down there, and then they get caught in. Basically, they each get caught in their own personal hell. Uh, is the easiest way to describe it, maybe?
Yeah.
Um, obviously, the thing. Uh,
Because the thing I feel is more sci-fi than it is horror. It's horrifying to look at, but it's more of sci-fi. No, wouldn't you say?
I mean, it's science fiction, but you could say there's some Lovecraft elements to it in terms of how the creatures look.
That's
Obviously, it's a body horror movie.
yes. Yeah. First and foremost, yes.
Damn, I'm drawing a blank for honorable mentions. I guarantee you, as soon as we end the stream, I'm gonna be like,
Oh crap! This movie.
I'm just trying to think what's other stuff I've seen recently that has been good. I've over the last year or so, I've become a fan of. Been watching more of these old Italian horror movies,
Oh, the Gallo. Okay, yeah.
either the slashers or the weird like demonic ones with witches and stuff. And there's something that's I don't know. It's kind of quaint. It's nice to just watch a story about a killer trying to kill this couple. Like they stumbled upon something, and now this guy, and all you see is his black gloves and his knife, and he's chasing them. And
They're and I love that some of the Gallo movies they kind of try to do like they kind of like to mislead you as to being like, oh, this is a sequel to that American movie you love, which is not the case.
no, there were a lot of naming issues with some of that.
Yeah. Alrighty, so I know that it's November 1st. We were supposed to do this last weekend, but I had some errands to run, so that's why we're doing it today. But we'll probably do another stream for this month also, right? Because we try to do this every month. We got 2 more months left till the end of the year, so let's give them what they want. Let's give them 2 more streams. So I don't know what's 3 weeks from now or 2 weeks from now. Let's see. 3 weeks from now will be
22nd.
the 22nd. All right, let's go back. Let's come back on the 22nd, and then I don't know if I celebrate Christmas, and it's not something I spoke to you about. I don't think, but I don't know if you celebrate Christmas. If you do you want to do a holiday stream, or would you just want to do random shit?
I like the holidays. I'm down for that.
Cool.
I don't really celebrate so much since.
Do you want to watch more paranormal videos in December?
That's
Christmas
good too.
paranormal video watch through. What do you think?
Yeah.
Perfect. We'll figure out what we're gonna do this month. I still think that ranking the worst horror movies is a fun subject, but we'll figure something out. Maybe Spoonie, maybe we can do another. We can spitball each other some ideas, and we can put up a post to see what you guys think.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. Well, I gotta go run some more errands. All right, never-ending errands. Never-ending errands. I'm gonna go pick up the new Rue Morgue that came out today. So looking forward to that.
Nice.
What do you got going on for the rest of the day? You got some fun stuff going on? Any festivities?
Probably gonna be doing a little bit of cleaning, maybe run some errands or something, go to the supermarket, whatever. Normal weekend type stuff.
Exactly. I gotta go to. You know what? I gotta go to my office on Monday, and we're having a strike. The Montreal bus and metro system are on strike as of today.
I hate when they do that.
You know, in Japan, when they go on strike, they let the passengers on for free to be like, hey, we want more money. You want us to work. You don't want to compensate us. We're not gonna allow the passengers to pay. But no, here it's like, no, sorry. The buses and metros are going to operate from 6 a.m. until 9 a.m. and then not again until 2 p.m. until 5 p.m.
And they know all these places, they know what they're doing. They pick the right time of year to do it. It's getting cold. People don't want to stand outside and wait for a bus. So, hey, guess what? No buses or reduced service.
And November, it sucks to say, but November is the time of November and December are the two parts of the year where stores become busier, where a lot of people are out more, going to parties more. So it's like They rely on public transportation, man.
I
So that's
remember
horrifying in its own.
couple, you want to hear horrifying? A couple years ago, well, I was born and raised in Toronto,
Mhm.
and I don't know, maybe 10 years ago they were having like a garbage strike, and of
Okay.
course they did it in July, the peak heat,
Yep, that's yep, of
and
course.
people were taking their trash to public parks and just throwing it in there, and at night you could hear rats. You could hear them crawling. There were thousands of them descending on parks because just bags of household waste there. It
In
was
my city, it's
horrible. It smelled so bad.
in my city, dude, it's the raccoons and the skunks that are like, let's see what's in the trash.
The raccoon. Anyways, this is off on a tangent here.
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Alrighty. Well, this was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun. I always love. You guys want to see some more Two Geeks Live? I'm sure you do. You guys tune in. Click the
I mean, if they've watched this long, they probably do.
Exactly. We've had one constant viewer this whole time.
Oh.
So that's awesome. I take that as a win for us today.
And it's not even me.
That's it. And it's not me either. I don't think it's Vanessa either. So. Alright, guys. So we will see you next time. Like I said, we'll be back in 3 weeks with another stream.
Yeah, and again, feel free to leave any ideas if there's something you want us to talk about on that next one.
Exactly. Go watch some horror movies this weekend, guys. Have some fun. Spoonie and I, we're going to do some adult stuff, you know. We don't have time for horror movies this weekend, unfortunately.
By adult stuff, he means we're going to go buy the out-of-season Halloween candy at 50% off.
That's exactly what we're gonna do. Because once you get close to 40, that's what you do.
Yeah, forget the kids. The candy's for me.
That's it, man. That's it. Candy corn? I still got candy corn left. You think that's for the kids trick or treating? No, that's for me. Come on, man. Vanessa came home the other day. I was like, I bought you candy corn. I was like, oh, keys to my heart. All right, you guys. Be good to each other. Stay safe this weekend, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
I say, as I'm going to set up the end for you guys. Just give me a moment here. And with that being said, guys, see you later.